Faced with the prospect of thousands of people, including large numbers of children, dying in the Mediterranean, we asked ourselves what we could do. How can we legally allow people in vulnerable conditions to enter Europe and give them the opportunity to build a future for themselves, with a humanitarian visa and the chance to apply for asylum? And how can we organize an effective integration path for refugees while also involving the societies that welcome them? The answer was to create a route, a safe means for everyone. Humanitarian corridors are a best practice consolidated over the years, starting from the first pilot scheme promoted by the community of Sant'Egidio, the Federation of Evangelical Churches in Italy, and the Waldensian Table in agreement with the Italian Interior and Foreign Ministries signed in Rome on 15 December 2015. Since that first memorandum of understanding, other partners have joined, and new protocols have been signed, expanding the number of both original and arrival countries in Europe. The main objectives of the humanitarian corridors: to prevent further deaths at sea of those hoping to reach Europe, to promote legal entry routes to combat the deadly business of smugglers and traffickers of men, women and children who exploit those fleeing war, to grant people in vulnerable conditions, victims of persecution, torture and violence, families with children, single women, the elderly, the sick, the disabled, legal entry to Europe with a humanitarian visa and the opportunity to apply for asylum, to ensure a safe route for everyone, including those who welcome the arrivals, because the issuing of humanitarian visas involves the necessary checks by the relevant authorities. How are they funded? Humanitarian corridors are entirely financed by the associations that promote them. How do they work? Reports of individuals and family groups arrive by the thousands through various channels. Associations and religious communities operating in the countries of first arrival or transit, emails, messages on the social channels of the associations, a network of friends and relatives of the candidate. Each report is checked by the association's representatives who, with the help of mediators already fully integrated in European countries, conduct interviews and on-site visits in the transit countries. The associations involved prepare a list for each journey. The committee, made up of representatives of the local authorities, checks documents and issues the authorizations required for entry visas. Having arrived legally and safely in Europe, refugees apply for asylum. Those being welcomed are sent throughout the country in both large cities and smaller towns. They are hosted in various sorts of facilities. The models of reception vary, but common standards ensure the uniformity of paths that are still individualized. The promoters identify and train groups of private sponsors who will support the migrant families and individuals in the process of integration, which includes learning the language of the host country, school attendance for minors, registration with the local authorities and the national health system, job search and housing solutions. The characteristic of humanitarian corridors is their adoptive model, where the matching between the reception group and the arrivals allows them to grow together. For each person or family unit, there is someone waiting for them and dreaming with them of a future when they are fully integrated.